Welcome everybody to the Onward VR Master League. I don't even have the right team set up. I've done that before. My name is NightFiree with 2 E's. I will be your solo caster in today's matchup. It is indeed Ember versus G-Men. Get that sorted first things first. Otherwise, everything is accurate. This is my face, and I am your caster today. But I am on the lonesome, so we'll see how things go. Already off to a bit of a bumpy start, but it's going to be an exciting matchup between top teams in the league today. Ember versus G-Men. Rank 9 worldwide? No, rank 7 worldwide versus rank 3. And a little extra hype around this one just because it's been a while since G-Men have played or have actually, been spectated at least, or been showing up on the VRML. They backed out of the hiatus tournament pretty early on, if memory serves correct, and have taken 2 weeks off since the start of the regular season again, season 10. It's gonna be interesting to see how they play and if they're going to be ready for a team like Ember that arguably has been, trying to stay a little bit more up to date on the skill set. They've been playing competitively in 1.8 consistently now since the start of season 10 and throughout the course of the hiatus tournament. And now they are, if I'm not mistaken, and now they're on a 2-game win streak coming out of the first 2 weeks of the season, going up against the likes of G-Men. I really don't know what to expect today. It's a bit of a toss-up. What we can do is obviously take a look at pick bans and try and suss out exactly what each team is trying to do here. Coming in from Ember, it looks like they are going to be banning Subway. Coming in from G-Men, they will be banning Quarantine. And I guess that Quarantine ban definitely makes sense to me. A newer map for 1.8 has had the most significant amount of changes since the updates. And both of these teams, obviously veteran teams beyond 1.8, these teams have been playing for multiple seasons now. And so, they've had to adjust, change their strategies on some of these maps, and it's fun to watch how they've shaken up their strategy. I'm very interested to see what G-Men bring to the plate today. Our first map of the day is going to be Cargo. So that'll be a pretty exciting kickoff to things. It's going to be close quarters right out the gate, straight into the chaos, if you will, and again, it's a toss-up for me mentally. I don't know who I really expect to be coming out on top here in this series tonight. And it's why I wanted to hop on it and see what these teams are going to bring to the table. We're going to take a brief intermission as we prepare and hop into our first map. But don't go anywhere. Ember versus G-Men is about to begin. It's only going to be a few minutes. Thank you all for patiently waiting for the start of the series. We are moments away from round one beginning, and I wanted to take a quick look at the active rosters for today's matchup with Ember versus G-Men. Coming in from Ember's side, we have Hailfire, Milkman, Soju, Quokka and Switch 201. And over on G-Men, we have Keisha, Nintendo, Poopachu, The Man, and Brass to Mouth. Both standard rosters for both of these squads, veteran players on each side, hundreds, if not thousands of hours on these players here today. So you're about to see top of the top go at it. And, I mean, yesterday we got to see brand new teams square off on Cargo, and it was interesting. I had a very fun time spectating that bronze match. And now I just don't know what to expect at the top tier because, again, I haven't seen G-Men in a while. Admittedly, I don't think I've tuned into an Ember match lately either. Maybe I have, and I can't remember. They all sort of blur together at some point. But either way, it's going to be a solid matchup. Hailfire again on a 2-game win streak so far out the gate here in Season 10. And us at least returning from our hiatus. I don't know what to expect. I believe, just from what I've been told, well, from what I haven't been told, I guess, Smokes and C4 are off the table. Obviously, if we see them brought in, we can assume that it was agreed upon by both teams. But either way, we're not going to have to wait around any longer for round one to start. My timing nearly perfect as we hop in the start of the action. A quick shout out from Switch and Ember team, Soju. Well, everyone has their own pregame, and Ember locked in for the start of round number 1 here. See what kind of defense G-Men toss out. The man's going to post up early. You also have that far lane covered. Brass to Mouth pushed up into the cargo crates, waiting for any sort of audio cues. In which case, he'll flash in and press this room. He's going to try to actually nade out. That's a nade. Catches on top of the roof, so that doesn't hit his target. The flash comes out and over. I think that misses Quokka. He does check. Milkman's here. Dialed in on the doorway. A very risky check from Brass to Mouth ends up costing him his life. Keija tucked back and is going to be the next line of defense on that side. Nintendo may rotate around to that end too, but G-Men just have to tuck in on this objective. This one in particular, you don't need to play too far forward. Nintendo's going to still risk it either way. Gets a kill, confirms it, and that's a trade. And so now really he doesn't have to risk poking out anymore. The man, honestly, pretty far forward again for this objective. Just looking to catch guys out, catch Ember unaware, and see if it pays off. Close here. Nintendo peeks again, catches another one in that doorway. The man is here. Milkman's going to drop back. Soju picks up Poopachu on the backside. Milkman's going to go in for the res. Switch pushing up on the opposite side. He is charging forward here. Keisha's swinging more shots coming in through the center. The man playing it patient in the middle. Switch here, ready to challenge Keisha at any moment. Shots come out. Nintendo goes down. That's a nade around the corner. Cooked just long enough. Not long enough. Trades out in the center. The man, the final defender, swings, catches Hailfire. It's a 1v1 in the middle. Catch some of that action at the tail end there. Really nice swing there from the man to snag those shots behind him. Drops back to objective as he realizes he is the lone survivor, and a chaotic press from Ember has brought things into a tight 1v1. The man doing a bit of a scramble around OBJ, just verifying everyone's, well, no one rather is on objective, and he has confirmed that. Minute 20. Soju has dropped back and taking stock of positions here. He's checked and cleared the center where he thought the man was, and has since dropped back. So now it's sort of a guessing game for Soju. He doesn't have any information to work off of. He doesn't know about this rotation that the man's put on here. Like I said, he's cleared out the center where that was the man's last known location. So he's guessing left side, it seems. But again, so many angles to cover. Trying to bait out the man. Man is staying tucked in and holding this angle. Probably hears Soju's footsteps as well. Oh, Soju does go quiet. The man is checking his backside here. So if Soju swings here right as the man checks, and I think Soju heard the mic pop from the man now, so Soju pretty certain someone's in here. Looks like he can go for the quick peek around the corner. Man checks the side. The trade goes to Soju. He swung back, but not in time. The Onward gods give Ember the first round. A solid Marsoc W to kick off the series for them. Taking a look at the KDs here. Soju scooping up 2 there. Switch also snagging 2. And the man doing his best. 3-1. Obviously, the trade. Everyone dying at the end of that round. But quite the kickoff. You want to talk about a close round 1 to what I anticipate to be a very close series. Couldn't really have asked for a better way to start things off. Curious now what sort of offense G-Men bring to the table. And again, I think the one maybe it's interesting. I think G-Men maybe got a little over aggressive out the gate. You know, I would think most teams play that objective in the first round pretty passive. You know, you don't necessarily have to get out in front, especially again now with the current meta where there's no smokes. You can't really smoke out your entry. So you don't really need to hold the same angles that you use, at least in my opinion, that you used to need to hold on that objective. Granted, we saw a very similar push to how you would push with smokes on yesterday in that bronze matchup, and it landed in the cap. So I'm watching from the top down. I have a different perspective. It gives me a little bit different idea of what's going on throughout the game. Shots already coming out here down lane 1. I don't know if this is lane 1. I don't know if it's even called a lane. But a very common pre-fire angle. Defense can shoot straight down, basically to the spawn of G-Men. And in these veteran teams, you often see them taking the opportunity to put a little pre-fire down the standard spots that you can catch out a potential rotate. Hailfire trying to thread a very thin needle there as Brass to Mouth peeked out. The man, shield in hand. I don't know if anyone's holding this doorway here. Don't seem to see any lasers drawn in. Quokka did just quick peek. I don't think he ID'd the man there. A botched nade, you can see there. A good one from the man. Catches Quokka on the backside. A quick confirm from Nintendo. Shots coming down range there finally from Hailfire. I think the call out coming in from the shield. Take a look at the rest of the defense. They are all pretty tucked in. Oh, that nade nearly catching Hailfire. Good thing he rotated inside. Good flash up and over, completely blinding the man in Poopachu. And Hailfire is going to press this. Risky press, but takes a little gander, then drops back. Switch, able to somehow tag the toes of the man underneath the shield. And G-Men lose their 1-man, excuse me, advantage. Now down to a 4v4. So pushing up here. He actually has a clean lane of approach. Soju isn't checking this right side, so he could push right up here to the backside of Switch. Keisha catching a couple of rounds there. Nades coming in. A flash just up and over. Not going to catch anyone.
240.
All out of time coming in there. A team kill. Oh no, a full confirm too. Hailfire swings out then to try and ready his wrongs and is killed himself. Nintendo picks that up, and now 4 alive, pressing the front of objective. G-Men synced up. Soju able to scoop up one, evens the odds. Switch finds another. It's a 2v2. And in a flash, Pikachu and Brass to Mouth catch a round win. We had a bug yesterday where a round was just attributed to the enemy team. I thought that was the case there because it suddenly just happened, but 2 quick kills right on the same time end up with G-Men getting a round on the board, and we're tied up here 1-1. This series seemingly ready to deliver quite a fun back and forth the rest of the day. I couldn't ask for a better Thursday night match. I want to talk about a way to really sort of rush your loss, though. The team kill coming in from Hailfire definitely hurting Ember there, and maybe the pressure of the moment overwhelming them a little bit. That's really the number one the number one reason for team kills is no communication, but I would think they would be actively communicating with each other back there. I heard comms actively, so I find it hard to believe that they didn't know of each other's position. But again, maybe, the nerves as well. The only thing I can think of, the nerves getting in, jumping in here. Top tier matchup, these teams competing for a position in the top 6. Got stuck in the wall there, but either way, we are into now round number 3. Apologies, I had a train of thought and I lost it now. But Brass to Mouth has pushed up here. G-Men again getting aggressive on their defense.
One down.
Soju finds that one through the cargo crates. Pikachu is going to be able to find one. Incredibly risky lane to peek. Feeling overconfident maybe after finding that kill. Soju is going to test his luck as Pikachu drops back to reload. We're going to have to zoom over to the man. He's going to find one, trying to push forward. And again, the forward defense now for G-Men paying off. Interesting that Ember haven't adjusted. It's essentially the same defense that they threw at them last round. Actually at the start of the round, but it has paid off here. The man able to pick up, again, one right out the gate. Hellfire making his position known with that fire, trying to rotate off of it. The one weak point, again, of the man's coverage, I would say, is that you can allow Hellfire to push all the way up here. Results in the challenge on his back, and I wonder if the man isn't hearing Hellfire. Hellfire going to have an easy kill there. Down goes one. Keisha able to swing around, but now he doesn't know which side Hellfire's going to peek out. Yes, he does. Good pre-fire from Keisha. Finds one. Milkman pushes up in the chaos. He's an objective pad out. A really good swing from Keisha saves what could be 2 points coming in from Ember. A very gutsy move. Soju able to find one. And we're into the 1v2. Keisha getting aggressive, pushing up here. Might be able to catch Soju out. No, Soju seems ready for it, but the trade, no. Keisha able to peek the corner, gets the kill. G-Men snag around and push their lead to 1. And this is, in my opinion, a very important round, because what's going to happen here is one of these teams is going to start to get momentum. And these teams, I mean, G-Men in particular, if you let them start to get momentum, they are a tough team to stop, excuse me. You know, they are arguably, you know, well, not arguably, they are one of the top 3 teams in the league right now. And so to be able to beat them at any capacity for Ember is an achievement right now. Really what they have to do is just try and keep this game close. They cannot allow G-Men to get that momentum. And so this defensive round is going to be big. They can keep trading rounds here. I think that's best case for Ember. And obviously if they keep doing that, G-Men are actually going to come out on top now, since they've managed to put 2 in a row. We'll see what happens as we hop into round number 4 of map 1.
Hey man, hey, Halo, I have a plan for when we do our rush on that one diamond later. Okay. Well, tell me that. Alright.
Little pregame talk out of Ember, discussing some strategy, but what you'll notice there is they aren't hashing out plans. They aren't telling each other where to go. They know exactly where each person is going to defend. And who that person is, because they have practiced all of these positions. The discussions of strategy that go on between rounds. Very rarely, once they've gotten into it. Keisha is going to be advancing forward here. Quokka certainly hears this, but he's going to stay tucked in. Keisha is playing this one pretty quick. You can see him trying to sprint peek those doorways. Ooh, Quokka and Nintendo trade, trying to find out how that happened. I don't know where those shots came in from the Nintendo, but a trade either way. It's a 4v4 now, and the rest of Ember is pretty far back by OBJ, so it's gonna be a matter of time here before G-Men push up. Maybe some picks coming along these long lanes. A frag gets tossed out there, nearly catches Milkman.
Blue.
One's pretty tucked back, though. Flashes coming in here. Lots of pre-fire coming down. The trade between brass to mouth. Keisha is going to try his luck next. The res comes out. Hailfire's there. Drops back. Doesn't manage to get the kill he's looking for. Milkman with a nice swing. G-Men getting picked off quickly here. Shots coming in from Switch. Keisha in a bit of an exchange between Soju. Here comes the pressure onto the man. Hailfire on the corner. He's pushing in quick. Keisha swings into the center and saves the man from being overwhelmed. Milkman here. A quick stand-up from Keisha. Keisha playing this one so quick. Has snagged 2. Can he get 3? Switch feeling the pressure and the call-outs coming in. Plenty of time left. They can stop applying here. There's Soju with a massive swing. Finds one. The man's going to be all alone now in the 1v2, and Soju doubles down. Ember hold on into the defensive round. I'm assuming here at the full minute and a half. Getting utilized. Very least by Ember. I would assume G-Men too, you know, both teams needing that time to hash out their strategies and prep. Obviously, every 2 rounds we change, well, not obviously if you're new, but every 2 rounds we change objective, and so you may not have noticed, but we did change objective there after our second round. It just switched sides of the cargo crate. Now we go to the other side of the map. Arguably a tougher one. You know, I don't know. I've seen some good attacks on this, so I'm starting to lean towards harder to defend. Easier to attack. I used to say harder to attack, easier to defend, but we'll see exactly who, what's what. We dive into round number 5, G-Men on defense.
I got green.
Soju finds a quick one. They switch swings. They have a line of sight there from Nintendo. He nearly gets ID'd.
4G.
Hailfire able to find one.
Dinner down, 9 minutes as he goes is down.
Nice nade coming in. Hailfire actually gets caught by that one. Another one getting stuck in the rafters there. Not going to be able to confirm Hailfire. Nintendo able to rotate off of catching Hailfire switch, somehow dropping the coverage there. I don't know if they know Nintendo's over here. The rest of the defense of G-Men. Where the 4th is. Oh, he's also managed to get over. Oh, they only have 3. Flashes coming out here. Quokka applying the pressure. Quokka swinging in now behind Keisha. Not ready for him. The man also potentially not hearing. I'm not sure what, but doesn't react to those shots behind him. Maybe didn't know he lost one there. Does check tablets quickly. Swings around. Now knows the noise he's hearing is not friendly. I think he was just trusting that his teammate won that exchange. Quokka swinging out the doorway. The man finds the kill. Hailfire is going to rotate wide down the tunnel. And the man, now realizing he's only one of 2 defenders, shifts up his position wisely after taking those shots, because he certainly could have been vulnerable from Hailfire's rotation. And Hailfire technically can just run behind this defense and cap the objective. Keep an eye on the mini-map to see if he does do that. Soju finds one. The man still tucked in. Doesn't seem to be aware. Hailfire took those shots and found that pick. Pops out here. Looks for the trade. Ember find the kill. And now Ember have secured 2 in a row and take the lead. This series continuing to trade leaders, and Cargo certainly delivering on the quick-paced action out the gate. Lots of long lane pre-fire and pretty standard defensive positions so far. Nothing too crazy coming in, just some interesting gun fights and take a quick gander at KD's. The man 6-5. Soju 8-3. Definitely a key component of Ember's success on Cargo so far today. And as a reminder, this is Ember's map pick. So not surprising to see them have the lead, but surprising to see them have the lead against the likes of G-Men. Rank 7 versus rank 3 worldwide right now. And if they can secure this series, it's a big chunk of MMR gain. So definitely a lot on the line. We'll see if Ember can keep things together here as we get into round number 6. Non-stop free fire. Pretty good nade, just a bit left. Oh no, that's a team nade from the man. Brass the Mouth finally catches out Hailfire, putting down that suppressive fire. A nice kill from Nintendo onto Milkman, rotating, and Brass is applying the pressure here off of that kill. Cloaca swings around, Brass finds him. Soju stuck between a couple of G-men here. Brass able to find Soju now, and Brass almost picks up the third. He knows where he is. Switch there in the back. Nade's coming in, calls out to the team. G-men a cap away here with no smoke. Certainly a lot harder to cap. A nade toss from Poopachu. Gonna catch out the final defender. An aerial strike to secure them a round W, and that's a little fancy coming in there from G-Men. You can see the celebration off of the nade kill. And quite a start. Cargo out the gate here, tied 3-3. We're going to a round 7. This one definitely, we're taking that full minute and a half between this round here. Arguably, the between round times have been longer than the rounds themselves. Been finishing a couple of these rounds in under a minute's time. Most of them done in 2. So to take a minute and a half to prepare for what comes down to be sometimes a minute and a half round, certainly interesting. But when it's that final one, definitely comes a lot of pressure on the line. You can hear Ember talking strat. G-Men locked in, talking strat. Both teams focused up here for round number 7. Map 1 a decider, and we're going to get the diamond objective. Arguably one of the tougher ones to defend. Interesting that Ember were talking about the aggressive push on this one, and now when it comes down to it, when things are on the line, it's certainly incredibly risky to go for. Flashes come in, nades come in. The defensive G-Men pretty passive here. Boca's gonna push forward. Pikachu here, Nintendo on a rotation. Tisha swings out, and a bit of an awkward trading going on here around the bricks. Coca actually able to find one. Brass looking for a piece, he can't get it. Hailfire's swinging around here, the man finds him. And I mean, in just a flash, Soju, the final one alive. A long-range nade nearly catches him. 3.5 minutes left. Soju playing it smart, honestly. He is the only survivor. He needs a pick, and it's good of him to anticipate G-Men pressuring him here, especially with how many confirmed kills I'm sure they have. Kija able to dodge Soju's shots there. Out and over. Kija swings wide, wraps them out, putting shots now onto Soju. Soju able to win that one. Takes a couple of shots to his chest, stays alive. Might be wearing body armor. Kija has pushed forward. The man putting suppressive fire down, and he might run into Kija if he's not too careful. Soju here's those shots. That's information to work with. I like the flash up and over. I don't think that catches Kija out. Quick peek from Kija. Not afraid to give away his location there in the center, but is afraid to challenge Soju as he drops back onto his spawn. And again, so much time in these rounds that have not gotten utilized by either one of these teams. They have been quick. Soju doing the first to do just that, and he's being patient. I don't actually know if he has pistol out, so I wonder if he's out of ammo there after spraying down the corner where Kija was quick peeking. Last bit of utility too, unless he can pillage something up here. Desperately need. Gets the rifle. Oh, how much ammo is in that gun, though? So you're going to want to grab an extra clip and reload. Does? Doesn't save that extra mag, though, so he's down to this one. Nice swing there from Soju right as Kija checks pad. Slowly working down the G-Men defense. They have to stay disciplined. Again, no utility, and the timer does start to become a factor now. 1:10 on the clock for Soju. Nintendo in an arguably dangerous position here because Soju could push in through the center. He could sneak in here. He could sneak in through the middle and cap. Nintendo now is shifting his position, though, and he may be able to catch Soju out if Soju's not fast enough. Soju's not going to be ready for the swing. Nintendo there, and Nintendo getting aggressive in the end, saves it for G-Men, and what was a nice attempt from Soju gets squandered for map number 1. Now we go into G-Men's map pick as well, since they are away. They get map pick going into the second one, and we'll see. But geez, Soju 10 and 5. You can believe that. Putting out the heat for his team there, but ultimately, again, not enough. The map pool, take a look. Downfall still available. Suburbia on the plate as well. Bazaar, also an option. Looks like G-Men want to keep it close quarters despite cargo coming down to the wire. They feel confident on Suburbia. Ember with a very close map 1, ultimately losing their map pick, have now opted to go with a sub here for map number 2 on Suburbia. Have brought in, I think at least, I'll have to double check, but I believe they subbed in Rob. Taking a quick look at G-Men's roster, not seeing any subs from them though, so same active roster for G-Men, and ready to get into this next map, because so far this series has been pretty dang exciting to tune into. Really good bit of back and forth, coming down to a couple of crazy one-on-ones. It has delivered for me, to say the least, and now we get to see exactly what's going to happen on map 2. G-Men on the offense, Ember on the defense. G-Men's map pick. Oh, and out the gate, Poopachu with the pre-fire catches Quokka Flocka. Obviously no way for them to know that they found this kill, and no way to confirm it since there's a concrete barrier ultimately protecting Quokka there. Still, though, a bit of denial in early defensive positioning, and this whole playground side's defense is very weak. I'm not sure if Quokka was intending to push up any farther than he is there in that backyard, but in the front yard, excuse me. But if he was, that pre-fire certainly has left a gap in the coverage here. The man swinging with his shield, trying to ID targets. Pre-fire comes in from behind, brass to mouth. Actually, that's from Poopachu putting rounds up into those story windows. Quokka able to find brass, getting a little over aggressive. However, that might give them a bit overconfidence on this angle, because Quokka has found one. The man may now be able to sort of sneak past this defense. Quokka is shifting, though, to check this angle here. Ultimately, maybe exposing himself.
Want to approach you if you
Field there, shots coming in from Quokka. He's going to try and swing out. A nade comes out. It's just a bit short. Quokka's made the right move there to drop back.
I'm attempting to retreat here.
Oh, and look at this. We got to get on board Hailfire. On a heavy flank right now. Catches one in the back. And this is something that G-Men have defended against. And if they don't, then they are pushed up enough where it doesn't become a problem. And I think the flash didn't catch Hailfire, but definitely draws his attention over to this lane. Actually thinking it may was angle is he holding? Either way, he's now at the offense spawn. And I think it's okay. 4 left alive to defend the objective. You can afford to invest in a flanker like that, and I would say in most cases it's very risky, but with a shield user up and Keisha pushing into the back door to 2, unless Keisha can get this double, that position there, not really going to hurt them too much. Now it's going to be a triple as Quokka's taking up a window position. Quick peeking around the angles from Keisha. He does get Milkman up top. Quokka is looking for something through the window, and he gets caught out. Keisha catching some heat, but gets Rob up on the stairs, and he has, well, almost taking control inside objective room. The man somehow gets a kill over on this end. Oh, and Rob killed. Excuse me, Milkman traded, and Rob, Milkman got killed, and Rob got that finish. So chaos in the kill feed. Either way, the attack shut down, and now it's the man all alone, and he's worried about all sorts of things. He's heard gunshots behind him. He's heard things in front of him. He's got a minute 15 to work with, and he's is essentially, in his mind, going into being pinched here by this defense, taking up a very standard slide position to get a look down into the bottom floor of objective. And the man's acting off the last bit of information he's had, so he's assuming maybe there's one here in this front yard. That's at least in the back of his mind. You can see him checking it from time to time, but in reality, all three defenders of Ember have tucked in to objective building. Oh, doesn't get it in through the window. Koju able to find his shots through the window. The man goes down. Ember go up 1-0. And again, the full minute and a half getting utilized here. This is just lonesome me. I'm taking these times to give myself a break, but it's all strategy for both of these squads. They are locked in right now into this series. It is a consistent back and forth, neither side giving much leeway, and Ember making G-Men work for this one. And again, Ember, rank 7 worldwide, going up against rank 3. G-Men arguably holding that rank 3 position solidly. And again, we haven't seen them play in quite some time. So for them to even be taking a map, in my opinion, is still impressive. But you don't necessarily lose the skill set, and they haven't changed their roster. So if anything, maybe the G-Men team is feeling fresh. We'll see what happens as we hop into round number 2, the map 2. A pre-fire exchange going on here. Brass gonna toss a flash. That may be a little over aggressive, but he is gonna push off of it. Rob's ducked back in time where that flash isn't gonna do much.
One playground.
And Brass sees the one playground, somehow doesn't think to check the slide. Gets tagged on the backside, and in his heel gets confirmed by Rob, so a nice pickup there. And that is their forward defense gone. Now it's all going to come down to the objective hold. Poopachu in the front yard of spawn building, and the rest of the team tucked into the objective room.
Just chill.
Common strat you'll see here is dropping the pad. The player can still see everything on that tablet, so it just gives him information of who's alive. And when he hears gunshots, he can quickly check down and be able to be immediately aware of if he needs to pop up and rotate to objective. Man, checking out the window a bit risky. Nintendo holding bottom floor. He's tucked in. He's just got the stairway entry covered, and I think the four-man press up through stairs is the best investment, but also incredibly risky. Seems instead they're going to go for that full encirclement of OBJ. Maybe you get one up into this top second story. Shoot down into those that are holding on to the objective. We'll see if Quokka can make it there. If Poopachu just peeks up, he has an exposed kill there, but no longer. Milkman, Soju, and Hailfire getting closer. Entering in through the backyard. Rob obviously is live as well, so the 5v4. The nade toss from Poopachu. Hailfire getting aggressive here. Might be too aggressive. Down he goes. Information to work with, though. Quokka now has something. Tosses out a flash himself. That's not going to catch. Nintendo putting some pressure out the window. Quokka comes swinging in. He actually gets the shot. The man with a very nice refrag, watching that entry point from the stairs, or from that top floor, gets that kill, and that's a huge denial because now it's all down to the two-man entry into the building. Soju and the Milkman. And the 2v3 here is not going to be easy.
Fucking old man, cop, trying to cover your face.
All this comm information getting picked up by Milkman, so he knows Key's just tucked into the corner there. He knows the man's on the other side of the stairs, and it's going to be an incredibly tough swing there to get the double. He really needs Soju on his back because Nintendo can go unutilized here. They can bypass him because of how he's tucked in. Soju finds that kill. Now Nintendo swings out, gets the refrag. Milkman might be able to catch out Keisha on the rotation. Quickly pushes up, is able to, no, doesn't get Keisha. Keisha ducks down under the gunfire. Nintendo would have been there to follow it up. He was trying to catch the ankles up the stairs, but couldn't get it. And either way, G-Men hold on and keep things tied up. 1-1. Quick gander at KD's. Pretty even spread, honestly, across both boards. 2 apiece for Hailfire and Nintendo. 2 apiece for Soju and the Man. 2 apiece for Rob and Keisha. KD's pretty nicely spread on both sides, so no one really standing out just yet. That's why the series has been so close, because it is a very good back and forth. Again, I appreciate you guys tolerating maybe a bit of silence in the scoreboard scene, but obviously as a solo, with these teams taking the full minute and a half between rounds, buying that time with my voice, can really burn me out. So I take a little bit of a breather and helps keep me fresh and excited. Well, not excited, but my voice excited for these matches. I'm always excited to cast Onward. Doesn't matter what rank it is, and certainly excited to catch this top tier matchup. It has been a good one, and we'll see what happens as round 3 has begun. Nintendo getting pretty far forward here. May hear Hailfire's footsteps. What a fantastic air burst coming in there from Nintendo. He tries to get the confirm, but Milkman's there watching through the window. Down goes one. No one here to reinforce on this side, so essentially
Unclear as far as I can
they've
see.
cleared it up, and Hailfire is able to be res, but there's no one really able to rotate. Soju, I suppose. Rotate. Soju could rotate. Soju could rotate. Either way, Hailfire is going to be able to call out anything he sees while he's down. It's not going to be a lot, admittedly, because, again, no one really pushing that side.
Oh, okay.
Clear as far as I can see.
Okay, able to get the res. Brass swings out here, gets some shots taken at him. Able to get Hailfire on the backside. A really nice, aggressive pickup there. Just dives past Soju, taking shots at his back. And now Quokka's going to be on a heavy rotation, and a timely one at that. Catches Keisha on the corner. The man with the shield. Milkman gets Brass. Suddenly, it's down to the 2 at Playground pushing.
Ooh, stuff. Let's take this fucking slow.
Oh, Poopachu. Oh, actually, it's the man catching the heat. Quokka's taking some shots at the shield, throwing some flash outs too to rotate. I like the move, starting to deny vision to the man. While they drop back to a different position, rotate off, and obviously avoid the potential of that nade coming in and killing them. Very vulnerable there in that front yard. Either way, the clock's ticking down for G-Man. Two minutes left, and we'll see what Poopachu and the man can put together here. Trying to gather information. They know where Quokka's position is, and they have one ID'd in center, so still 2 unknowns. Chu taking it quietly. The man also working his way up. Soju's pretty tucked in. Able to catch Poopachu here? No!
One down, 10 out.
You can see the shots just missing there. Can't thread the needle. A big pickup for him, and the man open on comms, doesn't get picked up by Milkman, so he's managed to cross Milkman's coverage point, or at least one of them. Next up is going to be Quokka here, and he might be able to get an angle. He has the pistol out. He's going to look for it. Just misses. Catches actually one in the back, and Quokka's still alive and well. Suppressive fire from Poopachu up onto Milkman. Rob actually going to test his luck. And the man now in a bit of an awkward spot here. Sets up the shield, stands up, swings wide, finds Rob, goes for the double, can't get it. Quokka still up. 22 seconds left now. And Poopachu's going to have to swing in with an interesting rotation here. Going to have to duck past Milkman. 13 seconds left. He's gonna have to kill both now because he's so far away from the cap. Quokka's dropping back, getting the res. 5 seconds. Ember going to snag this one on time. One of our first rounds to go to the end of the round timer in this series. Now I know that was the full minute and a half because I took a minute to get me some hot tea before we got into our next round. Again, both of these teams locked in. You can hear G-Men trying to get a little motivational speech there. You get them locked in. Kija putting some suppressive fire. Actually almost catches Quokka on the rotation. Also putting some more rounds downrange to Hailfire. And if you're new or not aware, all of these shrubs, fully penetrable, don't do any reduction to bullet damage. In the walls, penetrable, minor reduction to bullet damage, I believe. Could be wrong on that. And when I say walls, I mean wood walls. Fences, I guess. Walls isn't the right word. Either way, Ember trying to pad on to a nice little lead they have managed to snag here in map number 2. Quokka getting a little antsy over there with Kija. Flashes coming out from both sides. Kija actually getting a pretty good flash, and he's gonna push. Pre-fire coming in. He does get it underneath the pre-fire. Bit of a ring around the rosy, if you will, on the corner. A burning building ends in favor of G-Men. Ember now into the 4v5. Man patiently waiting his angle. He's not going to see much until the end of the round. Rob's working his way up to the backyard, though. Bendo pops up, finds the kill, gonna toss out a nade. Not to confirm, but maybe to catch one or two on the backside. Actually almost got Hailfire there, so a little bit more to the right. He would have found another kill, but Hailfire able to avoid that. Next up might be, say, Milkman, but Hailfire may find himself in a bit of a firefight here soon enough. Milkman, danger close here, as Nintendo does drop back off of the angle there, checking the APC. I don't know if anybody's holding it. Poopachu actually is. Trade favors Poopachu, though. He is resable. Hailfire able to get Brass inside, and G-Men down to 3. Keisha pushes into the playground under the nose of Soju, and maybe a bit of false confidence from Hailfire since he knew Soju was over here. But either way, Keisha finds one, and now he's going to potentially challenge Soju on this corner. Hailfire gets confirmed, so no res from Soju. Keisha's prone on the corner, and he gets the kill, and G-Men take a commanding Volk round. And again, keep this series tied up. It is nothing but a back and forth. Cargo came down to round 7, and here we are, lining up to do the same for Suburbia. Shout out to all those tuning in today. Do appreciate you. Seen a lot of new follows, and if you are new, hit that follow button. Also, obviously, make sure to follow Master League, Onward, Master League 2 and 3 on Twitch as well. Oftentimes, games are brought to you live there, so I do recommend you follow all 3 channels if you want to make sure you're never missing any Onward VRML action. Geez, this series packing quite a punch, actually, and so far seen some pretty good utility use out of both sides. G-Men and Ember both utilizing those flashes. We've seen some great nades. When it comes down to it, that's all you have available in the arsenal, you know, C4 and smoke grenades off the table until further notice, and a matter of adjusting strategies accordingly. Like I said in Cargo, some of those objectives you don't have to hold certain angles anymore because you can't get smoked out. Same thing applies to Suburbia, more so on the north side of the map, which is where we're headed for round number 5. Smoke's definitely a key element in most crosses towards these objectives on the North Street. So it'll be interesting to see what G-Men roll out here.
I bet they will. I bet I'm getting native, but I think it's best off.
I'll go rush to that one place.
You do it.
I know exactly where Soju's talking about. He's going to tuck himself in right here. I got there first, Soju. Means the spot's mine. Either way, he's tucked in, and if I know he's there, I'm sure G-Men have that in the back of their mind as well. Because I do not know more than these teams, that's for sure. If I do, then sign me up. Hailfire putting rounds down range through the shrubs. Brass almost actually catches Hailfire off of that rotation. I don't know if he saw him, but definitely shot some rounds through the bushes. Keisha.
One dead lane 4.
Prone there, sees something through the bottom. Rob with a nice retaliatory shot through the wood actually gets the kill though. I don't think he even knew
Delta.
what he was doing there, but he does get the refrag. Brass to mouth picks up Hailfire, so down he goes on that side. And Rob does spot the man rotating with the shield here. Shots come out to his shoulder. Those miss. We're gonna have to keep an eye on over at Soju as well. Brass and Nintendo are going to be pushing forward soon.
I'm Barry, I think.
Two pushing forward. Now going under the eye of Soju, so that's missed. Brass is going to charge in here. Soju stands up, finds one. Nintendo's going to rotate around. Soju finds that
Two
one.
dead.
Where's the third? Poopachu looking to get the refrag. Rob finds the shield. Soju gets
Alright, we're
his
good.
kill. Ember able to lock it in, and Soju again being a key element to this Ember team. Look at his KD, 5 and 3. I think at this point, we can be guaranteed a minute and a half between rounds. There at no point is either one of these squads readying up before that minute and a half between round timer has come out. And, I mean, for good reason. These teams are going at each other right now and trying to adjust the strategies on the fly so that they can get the round wins they need. G-Men... Ember are 1 round away from locking in map 2 and taking us to a best of 3. G-Men on defense have their backs against the wall. We'll see what Ember do on offense as we hop into round number 6.
If you could get slide, you may have a chance of winning.
One carport.
Keisha called me on carport. He said, "Screw that."
Hellfire gets Brass. That's an interesting pickup. Brass getting definitely a little bit too out there to be picked up by that angle through the window. Opens up tons of room for the offense to push forward, and Nintendo's going to have to defend this side all on his lonesome right now. Quokka getting real loud. Hellfire kills himself with a nade. A nice flash up and over. Catches Nintendo out, and Milkman's going to get the res. Double flash there onto Nintendo, and if anything, information gained here. Information lost as Quokka does dip off. Some utility comes out. Milkman gets caught. Quokka's here. He gets picked up. Nintendo with a double.
Dark down.
Couple of flashes coming out. That one catches Hailfire. He's able to duck in behind the sandbags just in time. Keisha playing this one fast. The man finds Rob. Hailfire looking for Nintendo. He gets that pickup. Keisha still here, though, and I gotta wonder if Hailfire is going to be ready for that. Take a look at the Ember offense, because it doesn't seem like they are going to be pressuring objective side of the map. Soju and Hailfire over here in Playground.
One's behind one of the hatch goes over on the lane 4. He's not dead.
Soju takes shots from the shrubs. Quickly ducks
down,
in.
Ember.
Poopachu gets Hailfire trying to get over aggressive. 220 left. It's a lot of time for Soju to work with, and we've seen him work down a defense one by one. Got 3 players to pick off here. All of them are spread out, and I think he could challenge them one at a time if he goes the right route. Soju really trying to find the angle. Takes those shots, and now he's in trouble as Keisha swings wide. Wins the trade. G-Men are not letting go. Things are tied up. 3-3. We're going to a round 7 for map 2. And that's an interesting thing to think about here as we hop into round 7. What happens if we go to a best of 3? Downfall and Bazaar, I believe, the only 2 available options. I don't think you want to take G-Men on Downfall, so I'm going to guess Bazaar.
I'm
Ember
moving up the tank. Thanks a lot.
rolling the dice and guessing that the spawn isn't going to be able to pre-fire them down. And in this case, the spawn is to the left, not the right. The spawn was on the right side of the top right corner of the map there. Pre-fire can come down, and that's this lane. Right out of the spawn. Rob actually putting some pre-fire down of his own. Three. It all comes down to this, and we're not seeing any overzealous defensive positioning. Nobody taking control of center house is going to allow the offense to potentially take that and have a little bit of an angle from the second story in that building, but you know, we'll see. Hailfire, Golden APC, Quokka pushed up there. He's actually watching the entry to the back door of center building. Rob watching the corner for the man to inevitably work the shield up to that side. But G-Men are playing this one pretty safe as well. Obviously, the series on the line here on this offensive round, and finding a pick early is going to be huge for them. G-Man, the man, excuse me, going to try and toss a nade and roll it down the roof onto Milkman. It gets caught up. Doesn't get the roll he was looking for. Another nade toss from Brass doesn't get Quokka, and so 2 nades gone. That's 2 points of utility out of the way there. 4 points, excuse me, as Nintendo does get Hailfire on APC corner. Rob lasered in here. Nintendo not going to challenge that, but G-Men off with an early lead here.
He's no, yeah, the fucking second. He's on the other side of the house in the corner on the porch. You know, like the little corner you watch burning from. You know?
That's what that meant?
No, like over the house, like on the other side of the house.
Oh.
Stand back next to the objective. Right next
You know,
to the
why don't we do this later, alright? Fucking.
Yeah, sickness spot, we called it.
Oh.
Keisha almost team kills Nintendo. Bit of a funny conversation between the two of them there. They tried to work hand signals into things. Milkman pops up, tags Poopachu, but not enough. And again, body armor most likely coming into play. He's going to suppress his way out of this one, tucked back behind the Humvee. And now he's vulnerable to nades, but I don't know if Milkman has that utility available. Here comes the push. Poopachu sprinting in, trades with Quokka. That's actually net positive for them, I think, because they've cut out a key defender on OBJ. Keisha and Quokka playing ring around the rosy inside objective building as Brass picks off Rob on the backside. And Keisha does get the kill inside the middle, so Ember are slowly getting picked away, and now it's just Soju in a 1v3. He has to work against everyone holding angles against him, and G-Men take the Marsoc round and the series by the skin of their teeth, 4-3. 2 maps just barely snagged by them, and now we go to Ember's map pick for map number 3. I was thinking, again, it would be a bad choice to go for Downfall against the likes of G-Men. They have some excellent long-range shooters, and they seem to heed that warning. Because we are going to be going to Bazaar for map number 3, and sure, there are some longer angles here, but you're not going to see too much sniping come through. Maybe some 4 times, but doubt any sniping, and I think that's what Ember want, because frankly, it's been working for them. Nearly taking both Cargo and Suburbia, bringing it down to around 7 each time. Couldn't really ask for a better series when you're rank 7 going up against rank 3. It's a pretty big discrepancy, and for Ember to do this well against arguably one of the, a team that could be number 1 worldwide. They fluctuate in that top 3. To be a team that could be number 1 worldwide, and to go up against them like this, it's a great, honestly, a good indicator for Ember. They've had 2 good wins coming into this game to now take G-Men this close. If they can get this 3rd map, they can actually win the scoreline and really nullify the MMR that they would lose to almost nothing. Really minimize the damage done. And drop a minimal ranking. G-Men also gonna gain very little off of this series because it has been so close and against a lower ranked team. So they have won, but they still want to snag this 3rd map. So I do anticipate this final map to still be pretty good, even though the series has ultimately been decided. Map number 3 underway here. The signature pistol shots coming in from G-Men, and a sub coming in for a G-Men. 404 getting brought in for the man, if I'm not mistaken. And again, these players are players that have thousands of hours in the game, so you are watching the top go at it. Definitely can learn a thing or two. Brass able to get 1 kill out the gate.
Hey, what? That had to have been South Shack.
One's heading towards Kaya.
Pre-fire from Hellfire down into the Bazaar. Brass going with an interesting route. Wonder if he's gonna catch Soju. Pupashu gets 1 on the north. Rob slowly stealthing his way forward. Also gonna have to keep an eye on Hailfire. Getting all kinds of information here. Does he know Nintendo's beneath him? Doesn't matter, he gets 1.
He just dead?
Rotates around, Nintendo's there waiting for him. Down he goes.
1 dead.
Quick bit of refragging. Rob gets picked up in a trade. Brass is going to come out here to get the confirm. Soju's there, but can't find the angle. Brass gets tagged up by 404, but still alive. And now again, somehow Ember, or Soju has been the last survivor of every round for Ember.
I am not making noise. No, I'm not. Leave me alone.
What? I'm hearing things? Never mind.
Yes, you are a schizo.
Another one pocket.
Soju knows Brass is there. He knows he's getting called out, and he's actually playing off of it. He's anticipating a potential flank push onto his position from the Bazaar area, but G-Men aren't getting that aggressive onto Soju just yet. Pikachu and Nintendo certainly seem to be hunting over there, but still taking their time, and Brass is actually going to be the main threat to the likes of Soju here if he's not careful. See him, Soju goes down, Brass takes a couple of headshots. G-Men with 4 left alive take round 1. I did see in chat, these conversations seem pretty relaxed for a top tier match, and you gotta remember that these teams have been playing in the league since its inception. You know, the G-Men at least have been around, Ember hasn't, but G-Men have been around since season 1. So they have been playing for 10 seasons of the VRML. They are very comfortable in the game. Likewise, the players on Ember are very comfortable in the game, and so, you know, the also a lot of the pressure gets relieved because their comms are very good. So they actually have a very good idea of where people are, and that, you know, takes a little bit of pressure off of you. If you know exactly, you know, the call outs, you can, you know, it helps build a better picture in your mind in terms of what you're getting into, and so you come in better prepared. I think that also, you know, plays into it as well. But yeah, for that, you know, when we saw on Bazaar there, a funny conversation between 2 players on a, you know, round 7 series decider. But yeah, they're also playing the game for fun, you know? I mean, yes, you know, they put a lot of practice and time and drill, you know, certain plays through scrims, but they also do play in the league for fun. You know, that's the real core concept of being in the VRML. Whether you're at the top or the bottom, just to play the game competitively and have a good time. And I mean, I don't know if you can have a better time competitively than playing today, because if you're either Ember or G-Men, you got yourself a great 2 maps. And now we're going in here to map number 3, and already G-Men taking a lead. It's risky. Ember have to get back. They have to keep things trading 1-1 here. Otherwise, G-Men could swing some momentum into their favor. Quokka is taking an early Kayat position. Keisha's gonna challenge it, but Quokka is there. And again, comfortability, familiarity. Quokka knows who he's killing. There's no nameplates.
We lost one.
But he's so familiar with these players, even the enemy,
Yeah, I killed
that he
Brad.
knows
We
he
lost
killed
Brad.
Keisha. Brass able to get that kill. He's gonna go up and get the confirm.
Oh.
But the Kayat defense gone. It means that forward defender is gone, and it's really going to come down to how G-Men push around the objective, because that's where the rest of Ember's holding up at.
Milk your mic's going crazy. You're good.
Take a look at the overhead. You can see G-Men investing 2 in a southwest push. The likes of 404, Breast and Mouth gonna work their way into Mini Bazaar. We'll have to keep our attention split across the map here.
Hey, we're gonna wait until you guys make it to.
Two minutes, 30 seconds.
Control of building just across from objective gives them a great line of sight down onto it.
We're here.
Can cover any sort of cap that comes in. And meanwhile, nades coming in from Poopachu in the southwest. Specifier comes in, and Tendo has worked himself out of the south. Hellfire gets one. 404 is close, though. He swings. Snags that one. Soju able to get the refrag up over the top through the window. And Ember still have 3 left alive to the only 2 of G-Men. Nintendo and Poopachu coming in from the southwest. Minute 15 on the clock. Rob's still holding north, so it is essentially a 2v2. Make that a 1v2. Nintendo goes down. Soju finds shots through the window. Poopachu's going to try and get this res. It's an incredibly risky one. Soju misses those shots. Somehow, Nintendo's up. Soju, I don't know if he's going to pump rounds down range here towards Nintendo or not, but Milkman still tucked in as well. Is Nintendo gonna be ready for it? No, Milkman waits patiently, snags that one. The flash doesn't get him. Solid defensive round from Ember as they stay disciplined and hold their spots. And again, we continue the trade of rounds. If you are tuning in today, I do recommend you tune in Sunday. Got ourselves a Venues matchup, so if you have a Quest, put it on, download Oculus Venues, and jump into the arena, if you will, to watch the matchup. It is Sunday at 12 p.m. PST, if I'm not mistaken. The boss fight game. I can't remember who they're going up against. Should be a solid EU matchup, though. I'm excited to tune into it and bring it to Venues, and I do recommend checking it out on that platform if you have it. Otherwise, it's going to be live on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, everywhere for your viewing pleasure over on VR Master League on Twitch. So, hey, just another thing for you to follow. And look, I know you love VR esports, so go do it anyway. Especially since I'm telling you to. VR Master League at twitch.tv. That's going to be the spot that you can catch the Venues game live on Sunday. But we still got action here. I'm just a man buying time. We work into round number 3 with a quick spawn for Ember.
An hour and 40 minutes against G-Man. Holy shit.
Man, this is nuts.
Chaos unfolding. Milkman finds one. Keisha here looking to snag Milkman up over the rail. Doesn't go for it. Milkman almost gets team killed. Somehow tucks inside to objective room. Keisha able to find that kill. Little trash talk from Keisha, and now Rob, the closest to pushing into objective.
One down North Road.
Picking up the rotation there. Pupachu with a big pickup, and now Soju and Rob, the only two left alive. And Rob's worked his way in a little bit to the defense. Not going to be an easy challenge at all, especially since Pupachu is going to see him here soon enough. Does get picked up. Rob finds one. Immediately drops back two, and that's the right move because Keisha's probably going to challenge that. And Keisha actually thinks those bullets came from this lane. So he threw a flash out the window. Rob not there.
I'm downstairs.
No, I'm not.
And it's interesting to see him revisiting the angle. Really gonna have to commit though. 404. Tucked in pretty good. Keisha as well. And Rob actually winning that trade in a big one again, culling down this defense, making it more attackable. That's a good flash right on to Soju. He's completely blinded. Keisha pushes up. He's looking to re-flash Soju and then go for the drop shot, and a great bit of play there from Keisha. Nintendo picks up the final kill. That one is for the books. Textbook utility use gets G-Men the round win. Excuse me. I'm allergic to high action, apparently, because this has been an excellent series to tune into today. A long one at that as well, coming up on 2 hours of back and forth Onward gameplay. Map number 3, round number 4. Series already decided and in G-Men's hands, but that doesn't mean that it's not worth competing for in this final map, because it is going to determine MMR gain or loss. G-Men here with a quick spawn. We'll see if they're going to be thinking cap. Just look to push this up 3-1. Ember is certainly not going to make it easy for them. They haven't this entire series. Flash is coming in. Brass finds one. Pupachu applying pressure inside objective. He's got the kill on OBJ. Rob's being pressured. Down he goes. Hailfire's pretty far away. Pupachu punching in the code. He doesn't get picked up in time, and G-Men put a bow on this one and wrap it up. Map number 3 going into their hands in dominating fashion. The only cap of the night. Certainly a quick one at that. Wow. Either way, a great back and forth, a quick finish, but a fantastic and close series. The entire, at least first 2 maps, Cargo and Suburbia, were a really fun back and forth, and Ember really doing a great job against G-Men today. You know, G-Men still showing their top team even after having a break, maybe even rejuvenated, dare I say it. So gonna have to keep an eye on the G-Men squad. They may be contestant for that number 1 slot, especially with the likes of Globochem inactive. So that number 1 position up for grabs. Beginners back as well, so I'm interested to see how they perform. But there's a lot more action the rest of this week. Okay, we got Friday night fights with Sleepy and Noman tomorrow. You're going to want to tune into that game. That one's going to be a fun one. We got a matchup on Saturday. I believe Anonymous going to bring you some action, as well as Mono and Theta. And then another game Sunday, the Venues matchup at 12 p.m. PST, the one you're going to want to throw the quest on and get into the arena for. Mingle around with the rest of the folks and watch that one. It is going to be fun. So again, I do recommend you do that. Quick shout out to everyone that's tuned in today, and obviously our sponsors, VR Cover, ProTube, VR cover ups. I already said them. Rebuff, Reality, Cyber Shoes, Fixed Gaming. We appreciate everyone that has sponsored the VRML and continues to do so, and offers prizes to these top teams. That's what they're competing for. $1,500 in cash and $3,500 in accumulated prizing from our sponsors. So a good bit on the line for these teams, and yeah, interesting to see G-Men so relaxed, even despite how close this series was. Maybe that's a key element for this team. They've honed in everything else, and now they just need to stay relaxed and play how they need to play. Clearly, it worked for them here, and see if it continues to work for them the rest of the season. There's only a couple weeks left, and then things start to get exciting at the top. Again, thanks for tuning in, but that's going to be it from me. My name is Ben NightFiree with 2 E's. I will see you all Sunday for the venues, but again, tune in tomorrow for Friday Night Fights. Bye-bye.